It's not any time you're coming out training, you're still training this time of year with something to play for or to train for rather than straight back into the championship. It's a good day. And listen, everybody loves to be in a final. We're no different. We're excited about being in the final. Training is not going to change. It's been quite intense over the last number of weeks build up anyway. We set a target 4 or 5 weeks ago to build ourselves up for each individual game, so it's not going to change that much, but it's you're right, it's really good. And even with the weather, I don't know whether it's going to be raining or sunshine today, but it's good to be out and have intensive training anyway. Yeah, it's pleased me because what we've been working on in training is work. What my stamp of what I stand for as a coach is starting to come true, which is go forward ball, move ball fast, and we are moving the ball very well. It's nice to watch. I like football. That's nice to watch. On the other hand, we're leaking a lot of goals as well. But it's very hard to get that medium. It's very hard to get to be a very good attacking team and then be a very good defensive team as well. So it's a really hard thing to do, but it's been enjoyable because it takes time to mould things in, and it normally takes a little bit more time. But we had a couple of important moments in the year where it's just clicked for us, and we had a couple of major sessions where we just broke everything down and started all over again. So it is completely different than what we're used to. It is completely different, but the girls have bought into it, and they're the ones that have to have the credit, because I train a lot of teams, and normally it takes a while to get used to me or get used to the way I train teams or do anything. These girls straight away copped onto it, did it right. So it's their intelligence as footballers, and they're willing to change is very important.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Looking forward to the battle again with Dublin. We're a bit sore after the All-Ireland final last year, obviously, and we had a good game against them in the league this year. Probably a match I feel like we maybe left behind us, but it's always a good battle against the Dubs, so hopefully it is again on Sunday.
That game you talked about in McHale Park, obviously it was the new look Mayo as it was for everyone to see, but you really put it up to them despite a very strong Dublin side. You must have taken an awful lot from that game.
Yeah, I do think that game was massive for us, to be honest. We had a lot of new girls starting. You have to bear in mind these girls probably haven't played in front of such a big crowd as well. So in terms of experience, we gained a lot from it. We learned a lot about ourselves, learned a lot about Dublin as well. Things worked for us that day that we can bring forward. So yeah, just hoping we can implement them all now the next day.
People have talked about the fact that it is a new, kind of a new Mayo team, but it's still a lot of experience. How have you found this year so far with all the new faces and I suppose some returning faces as well?
Yeah, there'd be a good mix of like older experienced girls there and a lot of newer girls in. To be honest with you, the new girls have just slotted right in. You wouldn't notice any difference now between the lot of us, but it's great that we've the likes of Sarah, Orla, Colin, Marie Corbett, Fiona McHale, all these girls stepping up as well, and they're massive leaders in the pitch, and Aileen Gilroy as well, and all these younger ones have players to look up to and to strive to be like them. So it's good mix in the camp at the moment. Yeah, I'm well used to it now at this stage. I'll never get out of the full back line, I don't think. But yeah, it's been a big transition this year. I would have we've a lot of new girls kind of coming in a corner back, and it's kind of making sure that they're okay and that they know their roles. So it's been different to other years, but it's been good, and the girls take direction really well, and they're willing to learn. So it's always easy to work with girls who are willing to work on their game.
I suppose just on that, like the full back line, it's obviously so integral on the pitch, but as you said, a lot of young girls, and they're coming up against top class players the whole time, like against all stars almost week in, week out. So how have you as a full back line worked on that, and what have you said to the girls beside you?
I don't tend to tell them too much because sometimes they can overthink it, but just before the match I'd be giving them little pointers here and there. I'd have a fair idea of a lot of the forwards in the country at the moment, between marking them down through the years. That's one great thing I've noticed about the newer girls coming in, and they don't care who anyone is. They just go in, they're given a job and they'll just do it, and there's no complaining, no overthinking it or anything, which is mighty and which is what I like to see.
So as the league kind of progressed, we kind of found ourselves more, and the team kind of connected more, and we're looking really forward to Sunday now, and hopefully everything will go well and training's going well, so fingers crossed.
The team seems to be very attacking this year. Peter's talked about trying to get more scores from everyone. How is that as a half back? How are you finding that?
Yeah, it's going well. I suppose that all our forwards are scoring and they're really on their game, so it takes the pressure off us as well, and kind of going forward makes it easier as well.
The team is, probably that bit younger than it has been over the last couple of years. You'll be one of the younger players coming through as well. How have you found the transition maybe from the so-called older statesmen of the team?
Well, I suppose I would be one of the younger players on the team, but I've been here for a good few years, and I play with Carnacon, so I'd be well used to competitive football and playing with older girls, so it doesn't really faze me at this stage, I suppose.
Just for yourself, that All-Ireland win in Parnell Park, where the National League final is, how much confidence did that give you this year? Yeah,
it was brilliant confidence just to win another Club All-Ireland final with Carnacon. It was a great achievement. It's a great way to cap off the year after coming from a loss against Dublin in the previous 2 or 3 months before that in the All-Ireland final, so it just kind of regained some confidence for us, I suppose.
And going back to Parnell Park?
Yeah, fingers crossed now to go back to on Sunday we can have another win.
After 2 kicks and vice versa. Let's go! Kick, move. The person who kicks it has to change their position. Make sure you go.
You have played Dublin already. You were beaten by Dublin in McHale Park, but something that evening, it was a very young side, especially the cornerbacks are young, coming up against a couple of All-Stars. And yet they performed very, very well that night, and they looked like a side that were, back and forming, coming to fruition themselves. Did you take something from that game?
Yeah, us as management would have learnt a lot from the game. To be honest, you learned about the character of our players, because up against it, you're 100% right. We were a very young, very naive team probably going out, but they showed no fear playing in their own home backyard in McHale. When you go to McHale on the lights and television, and you'd expect young girls who were taking we had a good few girls taking their first time out in a Mayo shirt, and for them to perform the way they did, is a credit to them, and vice versa. They've kept going and they've improved all the way along. So it's, again, I will go back to the character of the Mayo people in general. I've had a tremendous response since I went to Mayo. I mean, a tremendous response. You probably saw me bringing food in there. That's all supplied by Western Brand, all our chicken, all our local sponsors for us all the time. And Mayo people are brilliant, but their response right across the board, their love of GA is just huge.
The final is one thing, and we know Cork have had a monopoly on not only the All-Ireland but also the National League over the last few years. Realistically, win or lose, it's not going to change things, but how much would a victory mean for the county?
Listen, a victory probably means more for the county than it does technically for us at the moment, because we have a goal and we're sticking to it, and win, lose or draw on Sunday, it's not going to affect our overall year. And I keep saying, me as a manager, if I was sitting down at the end of the year with a league title in my back and clapping myself on the back, well, then I haven't done my job right, because it's all about championship, and nobody really talks about league when it comes down to it. But for us, for a county, for Mayo, it's nice to get one over Dublin. It's a long time coming now. So I think, my own sister who lives in Mayo, she says to me, she says, I'm coming up, I haven't been at a ladies match, but I'm coming up to this one because we have to beat the Dubs at some stage. So, it comes down to the stage where it is really down to us against Dublin again. And that's really what people are looking at more than anything else. For me, it's something different, but for a lot of local supporters, they just want to get one up on them.
And I suppose just finally on the opposition, I suppose Dublin are very, very well known. They're starting to, they're trying to build a winning mentality themselves, having got across the line last September. What do you think? Will there be any difference to how they performed throughout the league in last September?
Yeah, they've actually become way more physical. They were physical enough, but they've actually upped their stakes in physicality, and we've gone back the other way because we're trying to do things, obviously keeping as many on the field as we possibly can. So we're actually kind of stepping off people, and that's a conscious thing that we've done. We've stepped away from the tackle, but they're very aggressive in the tackle. So they've upped that stakes again. I see they've also upped their stakes on their actual physical presence. They've done a lot of gym work as well. So listen, there's no bones about it. They want to win a league. They have to win a league insofar as they've never won one before, and they're All-Ireland champions. So they're, in my opinion, the pressure's on them rather than us, but they're still looking towards championship. They're going to be different outfit in championship, and they're the team to beat. Let's be honest about it. They're the All-Ireland champions.
Spot on.